for visiting the channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click the bell icon to be notified of future videos. Hey everybody, this is the gold tap that we just released the video for last Wednesday, and the pickups sound a little dark. I happen to have a set of Probuckers, Epiphone Probuckers, complete solderless kit, supposedly. I'm going to try to install them on this guitar, and you know, should be able to do it without even taking the strings off, but we'll see. Get back to you in a minute. Hey folks, well, I was able to get the Probucker kit in, but not without taking off the strings. That was necessary. So the guitar's got a new set of Dario 10-46s on it. We're going to compare it to itself. Then when Dan arrives here, which actually he just left, we just did this, but we're going to compare it to the Epiphone Les Paul, which also came with Probuckers in it. So we'll have the original Leo Jaymz pickups, the Probuckers on the Epiphone Les Paul, and the Probuckers that I just installed in the Leo Jaymz. So hope you enjoy the video.
Hey folks, today we're looking at this Leo Jaymz gold top Les Paul approximate guitar, and we've gone through the appearance, we've tried the pickups out, you know, all the normal stuff we do, and now we're going to play a tune for you. And today it is from our friends at Elevated Jam Tracks, and it's called the Soul Searching Ballad Guitar Backing Track in E. And so here we go.
I've been doing some soul searching lately.
Yeah, that shouldn't have taken very long in your case.
Well, I wasn't searching for mine.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see.
Ghost hunting.
Whoa. So for like a replacement.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay. Okay. Here we go with the track. Our current video on the channel is this Leo Jaymz Rose Gold Les Paul Approximate. And previously on the channel, we have reviewed this Epiphone Les Paul. And Epiphone is the only brand that's allowed to use the Gibson namings, you know, like Les Paul, SG, because they are essentially, they're kind of like the PRS SE line. They're identical in design and as much as possible identical in the equipment that's on it, but machine made and made offshore and things like that. So what I want to do is, since it's been a while since I've played this one, we're just going to really quickly go through the pickups just on a clean sound, and then after that we're going to do just a couple of minutes of the track that we used to play that one against on our current video. So
Dan, check one thing for me, please.
Alrighty.
Does that have push pulls?
Oh, yeah.
Be on the tone controls. Nope, no push pulls.
That's weird though. This is way out.
It's just they're not pushed in all the way. No problem.
Well,
They can also be adjusted,
okay.
but it's not a problem.
All right. Okay. So, the other thing that we should mention is that after we reviewed this in its original state, Leo put a set of Epiphone Probuckers on this one, the Leo Jaymz. This has the Probuckers, but that one has push pulls, so you can do coil splitting
And this was factory Probuckers, the Epiphone.
yeah. So for some reason this one doesn't have push pulls. Although if you look at how high up the knobs are, they look like they've been pulled out. But maybe I just tried too hard last time. I don't know. But okay, so we're going to try to make this as fair as we can in terms of reviewing them or comparing them. So this is the Epiphone, and this is the neck pickup. And I had something I was playing. What was that? Oh, yeah. Very dark sounding. And here is both pickups. And this is the bridge pickup. There's one guitar. Do you want to stop and switch over?
Yeah, we'll be right back.
Hey folks, we are comparing this Leo Jaymz Rose Gold Les Paul Approximate with this Epiphone Les Paul. They both have Probucker sets on them now, except this set of Probuckers has push-pull pots, so you can get several more sounds from this one than you can from that one. It's all tuned up, so we're going to do the same little chord progression for this one that we did for that one. One thing I noticed is I did mention on the review video for this how heavy this guitar is, and it is a heavy guitar. That one weighs about 33% more than this one. That is a really heavy guitar. Because I just had to swap them out. So I had them both in my hand at the same Okay, so here is the neck pickup. And here is both pickups. And here is the bridge pickup. Couple of things I've already noticed. The action on this one is somewhat better than the action on that one. That one has brand new strings. This has the strings that it came with.
No, it's got brand new strings.
Oh, okay, they both have brand new strings. The actual output of the pickups, because I haven't changed anything at all. The guitar, everything's wide open on that one. The output on that one is somewhat higher than this, and somewhat darker. And I think I mentioned just now that I think the action on this one is slightly better. And they're the same gauge strings. So now we're going to do one pull pot, and we're back on the neck pickup. So you can hear that there's a difference. It's a very nice sound. It's almost like an acoustic guitar, very open sounding. And here is both pickups. Here's the way it sounds without the pull pot pull. And here's the way it sounds. Since we're using both pickups, let me
Bottom.
do both pull pots, because that's a very nice rhythm sound right there. Okay, so let's see, here's the bridge pickup with the pull pot in. Sorry, in. Now out. So you can, it thins it out quite a bit. In, out. Yeah, with these pull pots out, it almost reminds me of an acoustic guitar sound. So there you have it. The multiple sounds you can get from the Probuckers with the push-pull pots. We're going to stop at least one more time, probably twice, and play just a couple of minutes of the track that I played for the video for this one, for both of them. And y'all can make up your mind which one you like better. So, be back in a second. Hey folks, Dan Ryan back with this Leo Jaymz rose gold Les Paul approximate guitar that Leo has installed Epiphone Probuckers in. which weren't in the guitar when we originally reviewed it. That's our video that's out right now. Until later today, we'll have a new one, but it won't be this one, but it'll be a new one. So we're going to use the same track that we used when we reviewed this originally, which is the Elevated Jam Track Soul Searching Ballad Guitar Backing Track in E. And believe it or not, they actually have more than one Soul Searching Ballad Guitar Backing Track. But this is the one in E. So here we go. That's the Leo Jaymz. So we're going to stop one more time, switch out guitars, play the backing track from the beginning. Just remember that this one has push-pull pots and that one doesn't. So this has at least 5 available sounds. That one has 3 available sounds. And there was something you asked me to remind them of. What was it?
It escapes me.
About the mounting of the pickups or something?
Oh, the distance between the pole pieces on this one is closer to the strings. That's why you're getting more output, because I just set that one up the way it was set up before. But as you can see, if you look at these covers, they're sticking out like 1/8 of an inch.
Yeah.
While those are flush with
flush with the receptacle.
So that's the reason why you're getting more output from the Epiphone than you are from that one.
Okay.
And that could be easily corrected.
Yeah, and that's a fair point to make. So, all right, we'll be right back. Hey folks, today we're doing a comparison between this Leo Jaymz Rose Gold LP approximate copy, whatever you want to call it. That's our current video that's out on the channel now, except in the intervening week or so, Leo has put a set of Epiphone Probuckers in this guitar. We just did a playthrough,
which was relatively easy to do. I mean, it took about an hour. I thought I could do it without removing the strings. I was unable to, but if anybody is looking to do on a Les Paul that has the proper routing, it's easy.
Yeah. Well, there are a couple of things about the design. First of all, you have these channels in the back that are already there. So.
Right, but I mean, the thing is, it's already got those the wires that are there.
Yeah.
Okay, you just snip them off and leave enough to be reattached on another guitar if you want to change them out to another guitar.
Yeah.
But these are plug and play, so there's just plugs on the Probucker set that I put in. So you just have to have enough room to get the plugs through the cavity. And on Les Pauls and on Leo Jaymz Les Paul copies, it's a square route, and then there's a maple cap. All right, so it's a square hole, approximately 3/4 of an inch. You got plenty of room.
Okay. So anyway, we've already played through this same track with the Leo Jaymz, and now we're going to use the Epiphone. And again, it's the Elevated Jam Tracks Soul Searching Ballad Guitar track in E. So here we go.
Break a leg, Dan. Not mine.
This is the Epiphone Les Paul, and we've been comparing as much as we can to the Leo Jaymz. They both have Epiphone Probucker pickups in them at this point. Let me turn down this amp so I can unplug this. I gotta say, I was very impressed with the Leo Jaymz when I played it a week or two ago. This Les Paul it just has a real bite to it, even on the neck pickup. There's a kind of meatiness there that and I guess it could just be the distance of the pickups from the strings, but
the Probuckers you're supposed to be able to adjust that from like a growl to a center with the tone pots. I mean, that's the description of Probuckers when you look at.
Yeah, well, but we don't. That
I know we don't do that, but you're right about it. Probably got something to do with the pickup height on the Leo Jaymz.
I don't know what I'm right about, because all I know is if, and I said that's a giggable guitar, and it certainly is. You could certainly take that guitar and play it on a gig, and you would be very happy with it. If somebody came to me and said, "You can have this one or that one," I'd want this one. And you know, I mean, this is about as close to being in a guitar store and just doing an A/B comparison as we're likely to get. So I don't assume that everybody would want what I want, and I think our listeners have heard me review enough very inexpensive guitars to know that I don't think I have an abiding prejudice towards inexpensive guitars. I just want to hear what they sound like and how they play. And sometimes I'm pleasantly surprised. Sometimes, you know, for $100 guitar, it's difficult to be unpleasantly surprised. It's like, what did you expect? It's $100. Right. But it is possible to be pleasantly, like we reviewed several Harley Benton guitars that were in the $100 price range, brand new, and those were really, really nice guitars. So you know, I as much as I can as a human being, I try to give everything a fair shot. That doesn't mean I don't have my own preferences, and I'm sure a lot of our listeners think that, well, Dan's, you know, kind of a guitar snob. And certainly in what I take to the gig, yeah, I am. I have a guitar. I don't think I've ever showed it on the channel. It's a BC Rich handmade guitar from 1976. A few years back, I paid almost $3,000 to have that guitar completely refurbished by the guy that made it in the first place. He had been the head luthier and head of production for BC Rich back in the 70s. He since moved to Arizona. His name was Neil Moser. And first of all, you could have knocked me over with a feather to find out that the guy that made my guitar in 1975 or so was still around and still making guitars. He has his own brand, Moser Guitars, but he does still work on BC Rich guitars. The refurbishment cost me about 4 times what the guitar costs new. On the other hand, I made hundreds of thousands of dollars using that guitar over about 30 years. That was my main axe for a very long time. At that point, the guitar had lasted way longer than any of my marriages. And, you know, so the guitar was my friend, and I would hope that if my friend, the guitar, could have been able to put me back in, you know, 26, the shape I was in when I was 26 years old, for $2 or $3 grand, would have done it. But it's just a guitar, so that wasn't going to happen. But, you know, I put my friend back to better than new shape. And one of these days I'll bring that on the channel, because it's a pretty interesting guitar. But nevertheless, back to these two. They're both very nice guitars. That one cost what?
$189, and then it was $44 for the Probuckers.
Yeah. Okay. So you know, let's call it 2 1/4.
Okay.
And an hour's worth of labor.
Right.
So 2 1/4. Sorry. This one cost what? $700.
Yeah.
Yeah. These these the Epiphone, 3 for 35s. The SDs probably cost a little bit less because,
And that's a 1960 Epiphone Les Paul reissue.
But for all intents and purposes, this is a Les Paul.
Right. It's inspired by Gibson series.
Yeah, but I mean, if we were in the dark and somebody handed me an original Les Paul or Gibson Les Paul and this, I'd have a really hard time telling the difference.
Probably that one either.
Well, first of all, just the weight. I mean, that one, I said, that one's heavy. This one weighs at least 33% more. This one is, I think I'd have to sit down and play this all night long because this sucker's heavy. Anyway, they're both very nice guitars. You got to hear as much as I am able to do to show you what the tonal differences are, clean, and in the distorted sound I like to use for solos. So you can make up your own mind. And believe me, over the years, generally it comes down to about 50-50. Half of our commenters like that one, and the other half like this one, and or half like this one, the other half like that one. That's just kind of the way it breaks down, and that's a good thing. I mean, the whole point is, what do you like? What do you want to do? For people who are modders, that's probably more the way to go, because this doesn't really need to be modded, and you're liable to screw it up if you try. But the only thing that I would say is it would have been nice to have the push-pull pots for the Probucker set for this one, because that did give you more tonal possibilities. Anyway, that's it for this video. I'm Dan Ryan. Leo Ryan is behind the camera. We hope you will like and subscribe. Click the bell icon to be notified of our future videos. And we'll see you next time with something else. Bye.